Hello, welcome to the Mindful Minimalist Show. My name is Sarah. I'm a licensed educator, an expert declutter, and a mental health warrior fighting the stigma. On this podcast, we cover minimalism, mental health, and mindful living. Stick around for the end of the video because we are doing a giveaway. I'm so excited for this giveaway, and I know you will be too. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Today's episode is all about decluttering, but I'm going to take a different approach in today's video. So as you can tell by the title, today is going to be a tough love video. I know this may not be the style for everyone. You may not enjoy me getting a little tough with you, being a little firm with you. That's okay. This may not be the episode for you. However, if you are someone who just needs a little boost, a little kick in your behind to get you going, just give you some fire to get you ready to go and get you motivated. That's what I want to be here to do for you today. So I do not want this to be rude or to come across as bossy or, controlling or whatever. I only want you to be here and to be listening to me and doing what I'm saying if you truly want to be here and you want to be encouraged to get your house in shape and to get it organized, decluttered, and make it a peaceful, calming atmosphere for yourself and for your family. So without any further ado, let's jump in. And I want to start, first of all, with the reasons of why you may be putting off decluttering your home. We can come up with excuses all day long, but you have to remember that you make time for what's important to you. If your spouse is important to you, you make time for them. If your children are important to you, you make time for them. If your hobby is important to you, you make time for it. What about your home? Is your home the place where your family lives? Is that important to you? Is that special to you? Is that a sacred place? And I apologize because I hear my son playing in the other room. As I've told you before, I keep it real here. This is mom life. We can make all the excuses, but it's time to get serious. It's time to say, okay, you know what? I've put this off long enough. Let's get to it. So the first reason why you may be putting it off is you feel overwhelmed. I'm sure that's a good majority of people who just can't get started or feel like they can't get started is because they feel overwhelmed. You feel like it's going to be impossible to do. What you have to remember though is the longer you wait, the longer you put it off, it's going to get even worse and be even harder to declutter and take even longer to declutter. So as overwhelming as it may seem now, imagine a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I mean, you're going to be living in a piled up house of junk if you don't take time to do this. And I know that's really blunt and sounds really harsh, but if you go 5, 10 years without decluttering your house, yeah, it's going to be pretty jam-packed and full of junk. So that's why we don't let it get to that extreme. That's why we don't become hoarders. And whenever I'm talking about hoarders, I know that there are people who have mental issues when it comes to hoarding and their problems there. And so I'm not meaning to make light of that at all. But someone who just hoards clutter and junk because they just don't want to get rid of it, they don't want to part with things. Let's not become that person. Let's put the work in to make your home the way that you deserve it to be. Now, the second reason why you may be putting it off is because you simply just don't know where to start. In the KonMari method, she says that you should start in certain places and go from here to there, or certain categories and start there and then go to the next one. I personally say it does not matter. Just start. Just get started wherever seems the easiest to you. You go for it. Just jump in. The third reason why you may be putting it off is because it's work. I'm not going to lie, it's hard work. And if you want your home to look like a minimalist home, if you want it to be organized and clutter-free and calming and peaceful, you're going to have to put in the work. And that's just the truth. It doesn't just appear and your junk doesn't just suddenly leave on its own. You have to do it. And let me tell you, it is physical work. You're going to be exhausted after boxing up or bagging up tons of stuff and dragging it out. and just taking hours and hours to go through things, because it will. If you're going to work your way through your house, it will take hours. And I don't say that to discourage you, but to show you the reality that if you put things off longer and longer, it's going to be a ginormous task. So before we let it get there, let's put in the work now. So it's also mental work, because you're having to sort through piece by piece and decide, should I keep this? Should I get rid of this? Is this trash? Is this whatever? Do I need to hold on to this? Why am I keeping this? There are a lot of questions and thought processes that have to be going on throughout the decluttering process. And finally, it is also emotional work, because there are going to be items that are sentimental to you, items that you love, that will be hard for you to think about parting. And we'll get to this in a different video, and I've already covered it in some previous videos. Minimalism is not about getting rid of things that you love. I want you to keep those things that you love. But if you say, oh, I love every single drawing my child has ever done, okay, your house is going to be full of junk. Not that your children's work is junk, but if you have that attitude, then you're going to want to keep every single piece of clothing that he ever had or she ever had. You're going to want to keep every single toy, or you're going to keep every single sentimental thing from your wedding or from your anniversaries, and it's just going to pile up. So it's that mindset that we have to work on, going back to the mental work, and it's that emotional change that we have to shift and be able to let go of the material possessions and realize that our emotional things, like our happiness, our contentment, those things are what are important, not the material possessions. And finally, the fourth reason why you may be putting off decluttering is because you're simply lazy. I said it. You may be lazy. Maybe not. If you're not lazy, don't take it personally. But if you are lazy, this one is for you. If you just don't care, you've just been putting it off, you'd just rather sit there and watch TV, I'm talking to you, okay? Here's your sign. Here's your wake-up call. It's time to get up and get going. So, again, I know that sounds harsh, but you clicked on this, you are watching this video or listening to this podcast for a reason, because you want to minimize. So if this is you and you simply have just been putting things off because you don't want to do it, because it's going to take a lot of work and effort, you just don't feel like doing it. Well, if you want the goal of having a minimal house, if you want the goal of having a clutter-free house, you've got to get up and just go. You've got to get started. Let's talk about some motivation. Why should you declutter? Why should you put in all of that work? Well, some of the benefits of minimalism are incredible. I mean, listen to this. You can have more space. You can have fewer things to clean. You can have more time because you're not cleaning, more time because you're not out shopping and browsing and trying to find all of these new things. You'll have more money because you're not shopping and spending that money. Your home will be so much more relaxed and calm, and you'll look forward to coming home. There are just so many benefits that could be listed on and on and on about minimalism. Now, I really encourage you to get some Pinterest inspiration or some pinspo if you want to really style your home in a way that's minimalistic and that fits your own family's minimal style. So I encourage you to look up some different keywords like minimalism, minimalist, extreme minimalist. I also enjoy looking at Scandinavian decor, Scandinavian style in general. It tends to be very similar. Now, after you have looked for your Pinterest inspiration and you're excited and ready to go, turn on some music, or I highly recommend that you listen to this playlist called The Mindful Minimalist and just turn it on, whatever it may be. Totally joking about the playlist. Not really. But put something on that you'll enjoy and just get started. I love cleaning with music. Well, I don't love cleaning at all. But when I do have to clean, I love cleaning with music because it just gets you excited. You can sing, you can go along, or I'll listen to podcasts as well of some of my other favorite minimalists. Now, for the last bit of motivation, if you're really struggling after you've done the first three, caffeine is the way to go, you guys. I drink at least 1 cup of coffee a day. It really gets to my anxiety, and so I have to kind of be careful with that. But if you're just feeling like, bleh, just not feeling it that day, whatever, get your cup of coffee, get an energy drink, or, something like that. A huge cup of highly caffeinated tea, I don't know. get you something to just get that energy going. So to get started, I recommend that you just pick any room that you think is manageable, that doesn't feel overwhelming. And it may not even be a room. It may be a closet. It may be a drawer. I don't care where it is. Just get up and get started. That's all that matters. So I encourage you to make 4 categories. 1 for keep, 1 for donate, 1 for maybe, 1 for trash. So as you start going through these things, go through them pretty quickly. You don't have to sit there and go through, 2 minutes of thinking process of whether to keep one thing or not, because we have thousands of possessions in our home. We don't want to be doing this for thousands and thousands of minutes or, multiple days and weeks. We want to get it done fast. We want to get through it. So just start putting those things in those categories and let's go through it. Now, my other tip for as you're getting started is to begin. Just keep working on it day by day. Work on it maybe weekend by weekend if you have to, but keep going. Don't get started in one room and then accomplish it and never do anything else. Or even worse, don't get started on a room and then quit. Come on, if you're going to get started with this, you might as well do your whole house to begin with. I do encourage you, though, not to declutter other people's items without talking to them or getting permission from them to do so, to discard their items. We want to always lead by example when it comes to minimalism. So, for example, with my husband and son, I do not just go and throw away their things or go donate their things for the most part, except for with my son, if things are broken, if he's outgrown them, if he has duplicates. But for the most part, I'm leaving that up to them. It's their belongings, their choices. My final tip for getting started and actually going through this whole process is to get your family involved. Not only should you be doing this, but if you have children, if you have a spouse or a partner, get them involved, because this is going to be less work for you and your entire house is going to be cleaner and more organized and more minimal and will just be more cohesive and all flow together. We have made it, you guys, to the giveaway information. This giveaway has been sponsored by Vimtees. This is a t-shirt store on Etsy, and they have donated our giveaway for today, which is a t-shirt that says Minimalist on it. And I have to say, I'm pretty jealous because I want this t-shirt for myself. I want to say a huge thank you to Vimtees for participating with us, and also let you guys know that they are a company from Lithuania. However, they offer free shipping, so definitely go and check them out, and I'll have their link down below in the description. Here's what you need to do. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, you've liked this video, and then comment down below letting me know what your problem area is when it comes to decluttering in your home. I will contact you through the comments if you are the winner, so definitely be watching and stay tuned. I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast. It has been my pleasure to talk with you today, wherever you are, whatever time it may be. Stick around for another chat in our next episode. Bye.